Hey everybody, Agent of Doubt here, and it is time once again for a ramble. Um, Today's ramble is going to be a lot of speculation on my part. Not a lot of this is really grounded in facts that are knowable, and part of that is due to YouTube's secrecy about its own algorithms and practices, and it doesn't put out information to the creators because if we all knew how the mechanisms worked, we'd all be playing to the mechanisms instead of bettering our own content. I believe that that's their rationale behind all of their secrecy, but who knows? They're secret about their rationales too. Anyways, this video's timeliness is inspired by the fact that in about 10 days, YouTube is going to stop putting out real time exact view counts for every channel. They're going to start rounding people's view counts starting at 1,000. They'll start, displaying that as 1K until you hit 2,000, which will be 2K. You'll still be able to get real-time live subscriber counts within YouTube for your own channel, but the information that they will be putting out to other sites like Social Blade will be as gimped as what you can see on people's channels pages. It will also be rounded, and when people hit the millions of subscribers, it will be rounded up to the nearest million, and it'll just say M instead of the exact view count. 1M, 2M, 5M, etc. And I think this is a good thing. I know that I'm probably not in the majority when I say this, but I think that concentrating on your own channel's content rather than the view counts and the subscriber counts, and just putting all your energy into the actual content is the best way to go. Um, and I think it's going to really stymie cancel culture when you can't get real time numbers on how much an account is in decline. I think that when, for instance, the fight between James Charles and Taddy Westbrook happened, James Charles losing 3 million subscribers and Teddy Westbrook gaining 5 million was largely because people were watching the numbers and people were wanting to be a part of that that phenomenon, and so when they could see that real-time impact, they became a part of the worsening of the situation. And it'll be a lot harder to track how much subscriber loss or gain is caused by drama here on YouTube uh, when YouTube enacts this policy. And we can all just start concentrating on our content yet again. Um, the sub counts between James Charles and Teddy Westbrook was the subject of a live stream on Flare TV, just like they were putting up the race to 100 million between PewDiePie and T Series. And the subscriber count in and of itself became the story. And YouTube is trying to end that, which, I understand. The story shouldn't be about your sub count. It should be about what is the content of the actual videos that you're putting out. And so not only will external third-party sites like Social Blade be hampered in their ability to track people's day-to-day sub gains and losses, channels that have dedicated themselves to live streams of sub gains and losses. Those channels are going to be out of business now. They're going to have to find something else to do. And I like that. So the part of this video where I'm straying away from what you can actually see is my speculation on how the algorithm actually works. Okay? So there have been changes with YouTube over time in the functionality of what you can actually do here on YouTube. Like when they took away the inbox and just the mail feature altogether on YouTube, saying hardly anyone uses it. When they took away the ability to respond to a video by making your video a video response and linking it to somebody else's video, where it would show up underneath their video, because most people were just responding to whatever was popular on that day, no matter whether their video actually responded to that video or not. And it was very much a thing that was exploited. As soon as people figure out how to get views, they tend to gravitate towards that practice rather than actually concentrating on the content that they're putting out. Content is king. It is what makes this platform good. So if you put out better content, that's a good thing. If you are playing to the numbers, that's a bad thing. One of the features that they removed that is key to my speculation as to how the algorithm works is actually the inability to see who your individual subscribers are and the inability to remove people as a subscriber. So when YouTube first came out, you could actually remove someone's subscription to you manually. From your own channel, you could go into your list of people who are subscribed to you, and you could unlink somebody's subscription to you. You could unsubscribe someone to you. That went away, and a different practice took its place, where in order to unsubscribe someone from your channel, you could go to their channel, block them, which would, of course, block them, but it would also unsubscribe them from you. Then quickly unblock them, so they wouldn't be blocked from your channel, but they would be unsubscribed, right? And back in the day, you could see everyone someone was subscribed to and everyone that was subscribed to them on their channel page. This is back when you could actually design your own channel page, before formats became really mandatory. So they took the ability to see who people were subscribed to and who was subscribed to them away, originally because spider programs were created to crawl over everyone's subscriptions and who was subscribed to them in order to better facilitate spam emailing into the inboxes that they eventually decided to take away from everyone because they were basically overrun with spam, mostly sub for sub spam. But it was all building to a way of helping an algorithm decide what people are actually interested in watching by way of a sample being pushed out to somebody's subscribers, wherein, let's say I post a video now, right? 100 of my subscribers are going to get it in their subscriptions boxes. Some of them will get it as a push notification if they have that enabled, right? Even though they don't have my bell rung. You know, when you subscribe and then you push the bell notification to get all notifications, some people will get that, even though they don't have my bell in particular rung. They have their settings set up so that they get some push notifications, and so there'll be this sample of like 100 subscribers, right? If a good number of people decide to click on that video based on the tags and the title and the thumbnail and all that, if a good percentage of the people of the sample click on it, then the rest of my subscribers will be notified that I made that video. If not, even though they're subscribed to me, their own subscription box might not have my video in it because that sample didn't react well to my video. So the person who first realized that this was the case and this was something that might be a little bit gameable, the first person that I knew that realized this was Aldous Valor. And he had a practice of culling the people who were subscribed to him to the point where he was actually trying to stay under 1,000 subscribers by kicking people out of his subscriber group that weren't being active viewers of his channel. They weren't engaging. They weren't leaving comments. And what resulted was his view counts were actually, triple or quadruple what his actual subscriber count was, because his videos were getting pushed out to people who had previously watched his videos or had been previous subscribers of him, to the point where he was getting really great numbers for every video he's putting out, because his sample was basically stacked with people who were high engagement for his channel, right? So Aldous Valor's channel has been silent for a while, and that happened around the time that that ability to cull your own subscribers was taken away from us. You can no longer go through your subscribers and decide, well, that person hasn't been watching my videos because they don't comment on anything, and I've never seen them comment on my stuff at all, and they don't have any videos of their own up, and it seems like a fake account with like a Chinese name or like just a generic account name, and there's no photo in the profile, so it's probably a fake account. You can't go through your own subscribers and cull that anymore. You cannot. And what that's done is every dead channel you have, if your account is as old as mine, which it's going on 10 years old pretty soon now, right? Every old account of somebody who, say, stopped using YouTube for a while and then came back and forgot their password, so they just created a new account on their new email address for their new phone. All of those old accounts over the years count against you, because the sample that's sent out is random, and it goes out to a random 100 people who are subscribed to you, right? So the older your channel is, the more gimped you are. And I've seen this in practice where people have had their channels flagged down, and then they start a new channel, and all of a sudden their new channel explodes into popularity versus their old channel, which was limping along with slow growth. People get an injection of new growth into their channel, such that their new channel can surpass what their old channel had pretty quickly, because the sample that their videos get sent out to is the people who were engaged with their content. And so, with all of their subscribers being new to that new channel, they have an advantage for an advantage for being flagged down. And it's the advantage of new channels. Now, here's where my speculation gets into conspiracy theory style. I have a theory that various channels' subscriber counts have been artificially inflated with purchased subscribers. Now, I'm not accusing anyone of purchasing their subscribers themselves. I have a conspiracy theory that somebody else has figured out how to weaponize the way that the algorithm samples when it's sending out to subscriber boxes, by way of flooding a channel with fake subscribers, so that when a sample gets sent out, when they upload a new video, then most of the people who get that video in the sample in their subscription box are fake. They're not real people, so they don't click on it, right? So less of that channel's subscribers get, the video sent out to their subscriber boxes, because that sample is so skewed. And what I've seen in the complaints of YouTubers is that some YouTubers seem to be stuck on a setting where every time they upload a video, they seem to lose subscribers. Right? I would say that the biggest example of this, in my mind, is The Amazing Atheist, right? Who I just checked, and he was down like 2,000 subscribers over the month. Something like that. Right? Daily losing subscribers, being culled. And I think what's going on there is YouTube, after a while, the algorithm will detect fake subscribers. They'll detect those fake accounts, and they will cull and remove them for you. But if your channel was inundated with all of those fake accounts, which artificially inflated your subscriber count, it's going to take a very, very long time for YouTube to detect all of the fake subscriptions from all of those bots that were paid to inflate your subscriber count and dilute your sample when your video gets uploaded. Your sample of people's subscription boxes that get the notification. So that diluted notification sample, I think, might actually have been weaponized against quite a few YouTubers. And myself, I'm not sure if it was done to me, but my own personal rating of my YouTube channel is that it performs like a channel with about 3,000 subscribers, when in actuality the number is 13,000. And somewhere in the middle there are dead accounts from having a 10-year-old channel, and there's probably some bots, and I don't know, it didn't happen all at once, I didn't get a rush of subscribers. If you look at my channel over time, it was gradual, but you know, I don't know if some of them were paid by somebody uh, to use inflating a subscriber count as a weapon. You know, anyone who had a meteoric rise in subscriberdom could have been the target of such a tactic. Maybe the amazing atheist, maybe me. There's a bunch of people who could have had this where it was a cumulative effect over time. But as a weapon, what it would be used for is to lessen someone's reach on the platform. You know, uh, if you knew that somebody with 10,000 subscribers was influencing politics in a way that you just simply could not stand, you could place an order for, 100,000 subscribers for them with some bot company and have them added over time to where they can't tell that their own numbers are being artificially inflated. And by the time those extra 100,000 subscribers are added, their view counts are not going to go up along with them in a proportional manner. And their view counts are actually going to go into decline versus, raising with the subscriber count, because that sample is going to be diluted. That initial sample of people that the algorithm sends your video out to. And so, last month, I believe, I had a back and forth with Mr. Dapperton, who used to go by Anarchy Ball, right? And if you look at his subscriber numbers on Social Blade right now, before all third party websites get gimped, you can see that his channel, just like the Amazing Atheists, just like mine, is slowly dropping subscribers daily. We're hemorrhaging in a way, Mine's not as bad, but my channel's not as big as those other two. But that slow hemorrhaging of subscribers, I believe it's a good thing, because it's very possibly just YouTube culling all the bots that might have been placed on a person's channel. Now, it could be that someone bought subscribers themselves, thinking that, fake it till you make it. When people see that you look like you're going to be famous, they'll, jump on the bandwagon. That could be it. It could also be, giving them the benefit of the doubt, it could be that companies that sell these subscriber bots choose the bots to subscribe to a bunch of people in order to hide their own actions. So they choose random people so that the people who purchase their bot activities won't get targeted for, say, channel shutdown, because those bots subscribe themselves to people who never paid for the service. And that in that way, it makes it so that YouTube can't detect who it was that paid for it, so they can't penalize them. So it could be that all the subscribers that channels like ours are losing is bots that no one paid for. Not ourselves, not people who are trying to weaponize buying subscribers for someone. It could be, just the companies themselves randomly subscribe to a set of people just to protect themselves from detection. But there is that possibility that in order to silence someone or at least deaden their reach here on this platform, people have been purchasing subscribers for someone. I mean, go over to Feminist Frequency's channel, right? See how, like, some of her videos that have been well produced get just a paltry few thousand views, and recognize that, like, the hate mob that is on YouTube that hates Anita Sarkeesian is so huge, and yet her view counts are just wow. Really not worth the hundreds of thousands of dollars that have been put into the production of those videos, you know? So, what is doing that? You know? She would have been better off just reading a plain script and then using those hundreds of dollars to pay YouTube directly for video placement as an ad to up those view counts. And then the videos would have actually been seen at least. You know, now she's got well-produced videos with a lot of content in them that no one watches. You know, what are the driving factors that the algorithm is queuing in on that are keeping her videos from being promoted to people? You know, and keeping people with very large subscriber counts from having their videos promoted to people. You know, a lot of attention is getting put on tags and keywords and swearing and demonetization and certain topics and issues. But I think another change in the algorithm was that all of those dead accounts are counting against people. And the more dead accounts you have on your channel, the worse off your channel is going to be. I hope this makes sense as a conspiracy theory of mine. But let me know in the comments. And we'll continue this talk later. Maybe later in the week.